Done, Dr. Chandra, done.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. To have you all here, though it is a small group, we are very happy that you're being here to support us and also to learn. And on behalf of the core team and the organizers and the associating partners, the American College Madurai, Madras School of Social Work Chennai, Red Pond Educational and Psychological Research Center Madurai, MS Chellamuthu Institute of Rehabilitation and Mental Health Madurai, Psycho-Oncological Association Turkey. We welcome you all to today's session with our dear Dr. Subhashri Vanamali. She doesn't need much introduction as you are always being with her in the sessions. So it is going to be very interesting to learn from her how to release stress. She is a trainer, teacher, researcher, and also a counseling psychologist. Ma'am, from all perspectives, we are very much welcoming you for today's session to listen to you. Thank you for being here. So the session is to you.
Thank you, Dr. Chandra, for the wonderful introduction. Though I have been coming home, like every now and then we are presenting, every time we feel very refreshed to actually do it in our mental health webinar because the cause we started with is actually getting fulfilled. I'm really happy to be with you all in this evening. I'm really thankful for the people who have joined me. In spite of it is a Sunday evening, I really value your time. So let's have a very quick understanding about how important to combat with stress, because you all know that how stress is inevitable for all of us. I need not tell you about. I cannot say that you have to. You shouldn't be having stress. Stress is something very important for all of us. It is called a eustress, something which is pushing us, driving us, and also making us to do something. So stress in the optimal level is actually welcomed, whereas the distress, which is actually causing a lot of trouble for all of us. We had a lot of sessions on stress and how it is and all. So we are going to see some of the practical strategies today. So you know that stress is the most searched term. If you see that the people who are doing any kind of a training will definitely have one component on stress management. So people who are trained in stress management techniques are highly saleable. So you can make use of these kind of sessions to enrich your knowledge on stress management, learn a lot of strategies, and as well as you can actually render to the need of the customized training program you can render. So very important aspect in the stress is it may be related to future. So stress related to future, stress related to present, stress related to career, family, health, and if it may be in relationship related, it may be about the financial burdens, it may be about the kind of a career you are in, or you are in the career development, or your job itself is very stressful, and the strained family, or the husband and wife is staying away from each other, especially during this pandemic. The most uttered word is stress, and even the smallest kids were telling about online teaching education stress, and teachers were complaining about stress, and everybody was talking about this term. But if you really see that is we have been talking much on that, is it good for us? If you keep increasing the stress level, is it going to be something helpful for all of us? If you really see that, it is not going to be helpful at all. So knowing this, there are a lot of enemies within us. You all may know that the challenges during this stresses, the fear we all have, the fear of something, the fear of no uncertainty, the fear of failure, the fear of being popular. I have known some of the people with a lot of potential, but they don't would like to come into the limelight and talk about themselves because they are finding it very difficult to be seen over in the limelight. So there are a lot of fear attached to all of us. We are born with only two fears. One is about the higher height, and the other one is about the sound. All the fears are learned the response to for us. In that case, we need to really understand. And the other one is about the anxiety about what's going to be next, the anxiety to talk in front of people, the anxiety to do a public speech, the anxiety to exhibit our own talents, the anxiety to even relate with someone very nicely, the anxiety, you can call it in any term, that is before the interview, examination, and everything people attach. And I have seen that a lot of people with a lot of talents are able to able to settle down in one or the other profession only after dealing with their anxiety. That means the anxiety is making them to underplay their competence. That's a very important aspect we need to really look into. And the stress is one of the very important aspect. We all say that if in Tamil we call it as mana alutham is depression. Stress is about it's all mana ulaichal. So how I can actually combat this, how I can reduce this is very important, and how I can make the stress as a drive for me to push forward, work forward, and make it as an use stress rather than distress. That's a very important aspect we all need to really look into in life. For example, recently I was going through one of the speech of Dr. Iren Vaias. He was mentioning about three aspects. The about the labor, the work. He was talking about when a person is doing a labor, if it is something called an the labor of dignity, we call one of the concept. No, so with the person is being treated with the dignity in that labor, whatever it may be, irrespective of the discipline. Even a person who's working on the roadside, if they do that with an treat that with a dignity, it doesn't really carry a lot of stress for them. And the people who are approaching them also. The other aspect is about the love for labor. You started loving whatever you are doing. You are enjoying whatever you are doing. Love of labor. So you gain energy, you gain enthusiasm, you gain actually the motivation from the work you are doing. These are the aspects we need to really look into, irrespective of the field you are choosing. If you really started loving that, it doesn't give you a stress at all. So this has been clearly stated in many of the theories and many of the fundamental things. Even our own Gita says about that the karma yoga. So if you have been doing your duty properly, then you don't require an even an kind of an ritual practices or religious practices to attain moksha. That has been very well stated in Gita. And a very important other enemy within us are low self-esteem and confidence. We all underestimate our potentials. Everybody is born with such a kind of potentials, what you, I, and the other person has. And everybody has the 24 but 7 only. It is common for everyone. One person is able to conquer something, the other person is not able to combat something. That is only because of how they position themselves. So we need to position ourselves in a confident level. How much ever I know, I must be able to do justice in that particular moment. That is a very important aspect. And the laziness and procrastination, which we all know that is something very common for all of us. We tend to procrastinate, we tend to put it, little side, and we tend to say that it's okay, the time has not come, all that. No, so this, when there is a given opportunity, if you tap it at the right time, and every time there won't be an opportunity for in front of you. If there's an opportunity, you must really grab it with a lot of enthusiasm. That gives you a lot of happiness while you are turning back and see, if I would have missed the opportunity, I will never get it back. So this kind of an aspects, the laziness, have really procrastination has really put forth all of you to, jumble things, and also put it in a, shelf for sometimes, and then later you have to do so many things at a time. If you do time management properly, then it is also a very, important one of the aspect. I think some of the sessions were purely focusing on time management. That is a very important aspect. And the learned helplessness, which the important area we all need to really look into. So we know the story of the elephant which actually has been tamed in the temples. If you really see that the first baby elephant have walked inside the temple, it would have been tied up with a big, huge iron chain in the back leg of the elephant. The baby elephant cannot turn back, and it would have tried all the most, and cannot break that big chain which has been attached to the pole and locked. It cannot break it, and it would have tried and tired because of I couldn't break that. And the same elephant, if you go and meet right now after 10 years or 15 years or 20 years of your life, now if you go and meet it, it's huge now. It has grown up. The same baby elephant has grown up. But if you watch, if you, yes, yes, my dear. Somebody is talking. You would like to ask me something? Thank you. So the same elephant would have grown up. It is a huge and big one now, right now. But if you watch their legs, they would have not even locked it. They would have just thrown around the leg, the chain or the thing. Even some elephants doesn't have a chain or something. It will wear one, anklet kind of. That's all. They would have not even tied with the pole. But this elephant, in the baby, when it was baby, it has been thinking of going away. It would have tried hard. Now it won't even try. It will just walk here and there, no? In the front and walk, the back walk. It never try even to go. If it really wants, it can actually break the chain. If it really wants, it can break the pole itself. It can walk because it is the largest land animal. We know that, isn't it? The important aspect of this elephant has started believing that I cannot do that. I cannot break this. It is so conditioned to that I cannot do. This elephant has a chain which is very visible, which is very thick, and which is you all can feel it. The very important aspect, we all carry an invisible chains around us. I cannot do this. I cannot do that. I don't believe in that. I cannot experiment on this. I am not capable of doing this. I have limitations of this. There are so many things. We all have it as an invisible chains. Unless we try, we never knew that we can do that. So even with this, aspect that we tried on the day of April 14th, we just, entered into the mental health webinar day one. Now we are crossing for 345. That is not an easy joke. We all know that how it is important and how it is keeping the momentum on, and how people are being really benefited out of this. But for this, we are keep on working. We take this as a new stress. We really enjoy doing this. One or the other people actually put together their hard work and their smart work and efforts together, and their time, their efforts, all of us make sure that everybody is getting into this forum for one or the other way connected to this mental health webinar. This is something which we all know, that if you are being tied up with the learned helplessness, you may never come out of it. So it is very important for all of us to first start doing it, and then feel that how much I can do. At the age of 40, people do something new and they understand that, oh, I am capable of this. At the age of 60, somebody becomes a millionaire in the business and they understand that, oh, I would have done it earlier. So there is possibility for all of us in at any age of ours. And our only important aspect is we have never understood our potentials, which is actually like an we call in Tamil Amuda Surabi. You never knew whatever you get it, how much ever you take it, you get it again, it is refilled. So that is a very important aspect we all must know with regard to the stress. These are the enemies within us, and then how how to deal with stress, how to deal with anger related to stress, and how to recognize the time stress, how to handle stressful situations. These are the questions always in back of your mind it would have come, isn't it? So a small question answer for all of you. So those who can fill in the chat box. When did you get upset recently? Is that you had it in the last 1 week? You don't say I didn't have. Definitely would have get upset for anything. How often do you get irritated due to what? So just write down, if you can do it in chat box, or you can write it in the paper pencil also. And then what makes you more stressful? Do you know what is actually making you stressful? And then have you recorded your BP or sugar in a logbook? So you have been recording all this health status or something. And do you yell at loved one as unnecessarily without their fault? Did you yell at them? Did you shout at them? Do you feel you don't have control over your reactions? You feel that I am not able to control my reactions. I just yell at them or shout at them and then realize that it is not needed, warranted for that situation. Are you feeling drained and upset often? These are very simple things I'm asking you. Definitely you would have gone through. Is you feel overwhelmed or give up kind of, or bored or procrastinating without any kind of valid reason. I couldn't sleep properly. I'm not able to relax even during free time. That means even there is a free time available, even you have been led to be free and you have nothing to do for you, but in spite of that, you are not able to relax. So if you get more than five in this, please let me know whoever it is. Chandra, is anyone is getting more than five in the chat box?
Response yet in the chat box, ma'am. I'm just looking to it.
Okay. So we are yet to get. That's fine.
See the answer, I'll just let you know, ma'am.
Okay, 6 is for me, ma'am. Vishal is okay. Okay, that means we are in the, we are hiring up. Anita is talking about 7.
And
Yes, I have. Yes, somebody says yes. Okay, fantastic. If you really have, that is an indicator that you are into the, track of stress, having stress. So let's be aware of it. What is that actually causing the stress? So what makes you feel really stressed out? Sometimes doing what you don't really love to do that. Even if it is a cooking or everyday work or something which you don't really like it, which you don't love it, definitely it causes stress. That has been proven in many of the researches. That means you have been forced to do something which you don't actually enjoy it, which you feel that it is part and parcel of your everyday duty, but you don't actually give value to that. Then you find it is something is controlling you rather than you enjoy it, isn't it? So that is making stress. And desire or unmet needs. I have a desire to this, I desire to achieve this, desire to be a career woman, desire to do this, desire to have and settle the job, desire to have this. We have a list, if it has been unmet. These needs are also keeping in front of us, and it is actually a greater threat for all of us to feel stressful. And poor time management, which has been proven very well that it leads to stress. And work stress, people really don't have work stress as per se. But if people have not been very assertive in their work, and people are not very smart, if they are incompetent in doing that work, and the very important aspect is the work and their competence are not matching. And the other aspect about this work life balance, if they don't give priority for the life commitments, that means their personal commitments and professional is in front, and they have been taking it forward, and if they have personal commitment which is threatening them, then they find it they are not being actually doing the justice for both. So this is also creating a stress. And their life roles, what is the age they are in, mid career or something, the crisis, and there any recession, any setbacks in the position, even if there is a lot of portfolios attached to you, you may be in a given portfolio, and that may be attached to in charge you have been given. If you are not a person with an assertive, or you are a person with taking a lot of things and not able to plan and do, this creates work stress rather the work per se. So it is a very important aspect. We all must know that you should be aware of what is it actually. So what is creating stress related to my, work? That is a very important aspect to really look into. And stay in the family and other relationship. These are the important aspects which is being told that one person feel really stressed in the situations. That means family, if there is no cordial relationship, if there is no compatibility with the spouse, that leads to stress. There is a constant stress because of that. And if the person, either any of the spouse, if they are not finding it, the relationship is doing well, if they feel that it is something somewhere the underlying cause of the relationship or the love and affection is being compromised, then they find it very difficult. And as well as the very important aspect in the relationship, other relationship, if you find it there are a lot of conflicts and there's a lot of misunderstanding, there's a lot of difference of opinion, or not able to handle the differences between it. These causes the stress. So unless I know, plot my point where I actually get a lot of stress, I need to really work on that area. I need to, for example, if it is my strained family and other relationship, then I need to really look into if it is one time or two time with all the relationship, if it is been strained because of the family members or because of me, I have to really introspect and find out. Because if it is one time or with one person, it is fine. If it is for many person, then you need to really look into whether I'm making any damage in my relationships. That's a very important insight we all need to really look into. And the responsibility is something very shared responsibility when it comes to relationship. So we must really take responsibility to deal with that first. So all these points may be a mixture or overrated, or sometimes it may be overlapping with too many points also with you. So within your stress status, what is actually filling? If you keep the column and take an in charge of which is important for me right now, deal it in a prioritized way. That is a very important aspect to really look into. And I have told you what is, and you all know that what is stress. So I'm not going to deal about this in detail for what is stress. It is so rudimentary to talk about that. But I really wanted to tell you something you all need to really understand is the physical symptoms, the behavioral symptoms, the emotional symptoms, the cognitive symptoms. These four symptoms, if you have been aware of, then you understand, okay, I am stressed. In that case, you will definitely look into what really makes me the stressors, which is creating stress, no? Which is actually a stimulus for you to have the stress. That is stressors, which is my stressors. You list it down. Then it is easy for us to deal with that. The physical symptoms you all know, I will not tell you the aches, dry mouth and throat pain or something, excessive sweat and body pain, sometimes indigestion, all these are attached with if you have an excessive stress. And then behavioral symptoms, you will know that the people who are anxious, they will be doing nail biting. People who are going for foot or finger tapping. If you see in something stress interviews, the organization conducts, so most of them will look into the behavioral symptoms. The moment you get in the opening up the tab and how you really behave yourself will indicate that whether you are stressed. The eyes in interview on personality, I have been witnessing as a psychologist over there. I was noticing all that. They never look into what is that you are answering. It's all about how you really answer that. So that is a very important. So is that you anything, any behavioral symptoms you are exhibiting that you are stressed, that could be indicated in your body gestures and body language that they can notice very well. And the other aspect is about emotional symptoms. This is irritability, restlessness, not able to rest themselves, feeling little aggressive. There is always a kind of an anger inside. People will be waiting in a verge, So when somebody talks something, it's a clash between them. Immediately they bounce over and they will actually dodge into them. So that kind of an irritability, you will see that frustration level, anxiety and nervousness, withdrawal. Someone they don't actually mingle, they withdraw themselves. It's like they will turtle themselves. These are the aspects you have to really understand when it comes to emotional symptoms. And the cognitive symptoms, a lot of confusion, indecisiveness. Mainly, they may not be able to decide something. So these, because the cortisol is very high in secreting when you are in stress, the hormones which is actually causing you to really think about good aspects of your, very good aspects of your cognitive ability has been stuck. So this that is because you are the entire system is focusing on something which is unpleasant and which is not needed. So what happens? The indecisiveness, procrastination, all these are causing you not able to move on to the next level because of these symptoms. So let's be very clear about this. Somebody says about serotonin and endorphin. If you are being really stressed, you stuck, you don't move much. And if you are not able to do your regular routine, endorphin doesn't secrete. And also, if you are not doing your duty and service what you have been planned for, and if you are not moving on, your dopamine also doesn't secrete. All these four hormones, the endorphin, serotonin, oxytocin, if you have a problem with your relationship, oxytocin stuck, and then also the other aspect of serotonin. If you are stuck with all these four aspects, and in spite of all these, on the top of it, the cortisol, which is creating and the stress hormone, which is secreted, which is very negative, and your gut is also getting problem, and that is leading to an mental health issue related to uh, very very difficult for all of us to get into the next level for all of us. So that's a very important aspect we must really look into when it comes to symptoms. You have to be aware of how much damage you are creating to yourself. You are keeping your system in a boiling all the time, boiling, that really going to make all of us to suffer in the later on, because either physically or mentally you are going to be really paying for this, the stress you are the damage you are creating for that. So, having said all that, I have set the floor for all of you to know what is stress, what damages it creates, what is the symptoms it is all about. Then moving on to the how to face that. So, there are certain aspects we need to really look into how we can actually look for these, the strength of facing and positive, negative, stressful situations. There will be definitely situations which is unwarranted for us. There will be situations in our family or in our life roles really which is challenging, which is negative in nature also. But it doesn't mean that you are taking all the stress on you. You have to really detach, and you have to be having a kind of a depersonalized dealing with that particular situation. That's a very essential aspect you all must learn. And deal with accompanying emotions also. Never be afraid of dealing with the emotions. If you are in stress, if it is going to be negative, and it is fine to be sad at that time, accept that and move on. That's a very important aspect, because most of us, what we do, we don't want to have an unpleasant emotions to be experienced. What we do, we procrastinate, or we don't validate that emotions. What is happening, it becomes to the underneath of the carpet. It has been accumulated for a quite long time, so that is going to be creating an another problem which is going to be manifested in your body or mental health. So let's be aware of all this, and then recognizing the source for stress in our lives, which is creating, is the person, is the situation, is that because of that. But in one particular house you are having a lot of trouble because of the rental person, or because of the owner. Just think of it, and then please change that. Okay, if you can modify the lifestyle, you can do that first, isn't it? Which is in your control, which is in under your the decision that you can make it immediately to combat stress, and recognizing how this affects us, acting the ways how I can control this. What is the level of stress I am in? Is that I can change the environment or the lifestyle, or learning to relax in spite of all this. It is fine. There will be a lot of work which is going to be waiting all the time for you, especially women. I tell, if you are 40 plus, if you feel that you are stressed, you feel like sitting at you know just sitting yourself, relaxing yourself, that's fine. It is your time for doing that, isn't it? Don't actually think of what people will think. It is your health, because when you have been sick, when you are bedridden, you become dependent. Rather, you take small relaxation in between. It is fine. Don't abuse yourself at the cost of your health. That's a very important aspect I would like to mention here. So usually what people do is destructive and constructive approach in dealing with stress. If you really see the destructive approach being very emotionally involved in emotional behavior, and also anger outburst, aggression, not listening. I have seen one of the person, even she is into high stress, she go and bang her head on the wall. It is again actually going to create stress for her. It is one is about she's going to have pain. Number two is about the amount of stress or amount of aggression she is showing on her. It is not going to be settled even after some time, because she's creating damage for her, image also by doing that. And these are the aspects we have to really understand. Not listening, not able to listen, not able to be very compatible in relationship. And we are having a very fixed vision, fixed solutions that we don't go right for other than that. So that kind of an aspect with respect to the cognitive thing. And we are more of an egocentric that we look into from our own perspective rather than looking from various perspectives and real I'm sorry, something which is actually important for all of us is to look this situation. If you are a third person, if you are not that person, how it looks. So third person's point of view, that is a very important aspect. This is being told even in the logotherapy. You depersonalize and look that particular aspect or the situation, that person and everybody in a very different perspective. That is the third or fourth person perspective. Then you will understand combating the stress will come down, and you don't actually personalize. You will start thinking from their perspective also if you look into the third person view. So that's a very important aspect. And close to non-negotiable. If you have been a person who you don't wanted to talk anything about that, what I am going to do is to, and then it is you are not flexible at all. You are so rigid and close, then there may not be any chance for all of us to combat stress from our side. So these are very destructive in nature. We must be aware of it. If we are doing any of this, it is going to again cause us stress. Again, it is going to be like a vicious cycle. It is going to add on our stress and cortisol level rather than calm down. Please be aware of how much you are abusing your system by doing this again. So let's take a constructive approach. This is also some approach what we are going to do, deal with the stress. What is that? A mature behavior. It's not an emotional one. You are able to see that in a mature way. That means your cognitive is in act rather than your emotional brain. That means you think rationally. Is it all the time it is like that? Is it all the time the person is like that? Is that the person has any kind of an any kind of a motive behind it? All that thinking very rational is very important. When you start analyzing itself, you will understand most of the time the stress will reduce, because you will come to know that sometimes I'm also like that. Is that you have never been like this in your life? You will, if you question, you yourself will answer that yes, sometimes I am. So in that case, you are actually taking a mature state. And then the patience, very important aspect for all of us is we lack patience in the process. So patience are very important. Ascertain, that means you have to be really assertive, talk, communicate, stand for your rights. Say that this is what I want, this I can do, this I cannot do. It is okay to don't take too much of stress. Active listening is very important. It is very important rather closing. So even at the worst situation, if you start listening, people will calm down a little. So you can do this technique. Alternative solutions. Don't think of something which is closed. Think of what else I can think about it. So is that I can do something all about this? Is that anything else could be pending? You can ask even the anything else if I missed out, please let me know. You can ask the other person also. That will help them actually to give you generate new ideas. And the other aspect is we all look into an egocentric rather than problem centric. Even now we are talking about solution centric. So if the problem itself is something is going to create and stress, means get into a solution centric approach. And the last one is about the open and negotiable. Whatever it may be, this is a stressful situation. I know that. I really wanted to come out of it. In that case, I'm ready to somewhere compromise, or somewhere I can negotiate and compromise on these aspects. And let me not spoil myself by very adamant, being very non-negotiable. Let me be very open and flexible to embrace the change. That's a very important aspect. These are the constructive change. Don't you do certain aspects here which is also you are in the stressful condition. This don't damage yourself further. It's a very important mature behavior you need to really take in consideration. With all this note, I hope that I am traveling with you. If you give any emoji, I can understand that you are with me. Hello, Chandra, Amir, Anita, Vishal. Just give some emoji so that yeah,
Ma'am, you're okay, ma'am.
yes. And the other one aspect is about the maladaptive responses. Something is maladaptive is even more worse than the destructive, that is aggression, hostility, fear, guilt, impulsiveness, vengeance. All these are going to cause in lifetime damages, because once you involve in these kind of kind of an activity, that is going to create a guilt and or something, a scar in your mind that has to be really given therapy. So why should you push yourself to such an extent? So you can deal it when it is light, isn't it? So that is what I really want all of you to really look into when you are dealing with that kind of a stressful situation. And what is that? Is if you are being into this kind of a maladaptive person, then that means you are not able to take it up all. You find it very difficult. Then you are easily triggered by people, or easily triggered by kind of stressors, and your frequency will become high, and you may not be able to last long with your patients, and you may get into intense state. So that may lead to depression, that may lead to a kind of a disorder kind of. So let's be aware of it. Am I, pushing myself to get into mental health issues? Anxiety, panic disorder, depression, historical reaction, suicide is all because of unmanaged or destructive approaches which has been prolonged in your stressful situation, leads to all kind of an mental health issues. Let's be aware of it. Am I making myself vulnerable, or am I powerful, empowered to handle all this? So, strength, if you put down in the strategies, I can say strength, physical and mental strength is very important. And take charge of your positive attitude. Meditation, mindful practices, that's a very important aspect to really combat with your stress. And then take time. Time management is very important. Plan your time. Take a break when it is a requirement. Recreation, love, do something favorite activities, and do these aspects in a very very joyful way. Whoever you feel that they are part of your life, they also be there. So you spend time with them, you be with them, and also you cherish the relationship, and as well as you are taking care of the recreation of yourself. Exercise, you know that the endorphins creates when you do exercise. So deep breathing, stretch, discover if you can do yoga, please do that also. And take care of your short walk, relax, squeeze lemon or something. Do an activity which is, even if you're stressful, if you cut a vegetable, also say to yourself that I am actually releasing all my stress by cutting it. I'm making it peace, I'm burning it, I'm all this you can say to. When you wash the clean the vessel, also you can say that all the negative level energy will be cleansed. When you are separating of your cupboard, you are actually you are you're organizing your cupboard, also you can say that I'm organizing my brain, that I'm getting cool and I'm going to relax myself, and I am going to actually doing by doing this I'm also cleansing my all my negative energy. You can say it to yourself. These are small tips you can do at your own life, and every day you can do this. And support system, talk to your friends, talk to experts, talk to people who can actually well you are well somebody will listen to you properly, understand you properly, talk to them very openly. That's also a very important aspect. Sleep. Sleep is something which is very important for all of us. All our entire body organisms is getting repaired, regenerated, and also refreshed during the sleep process. So let's not do damage. Let it get the judiciary vitamins and repair mechanism. The body itself is doing that. We don't do anything. So let the brain take that kind of a rest for by doing sleep. So this is a very important. At cost of your sleep, don't do anything. So these are the aspects I really wanted to give you. And there is something called a very important aspect, the mindset, and also the positive attitude, which we have been talking, the Martin Seligman's point of view. But traditionally, indigenously, we all, the Eastern psychology and philosophy, believes in positive attitude. In spite of all this, we believe in karma. We say that there is a lot of good things to cherish about. There are a lot of things to say thanks about. There are a lot of things we are blessed with. Counting that is very important. So these aspects are very important. Either you have to really concentrate on seeding rather than weeding. You all know that seeding is something which you know plant a tree, whereas weeding is something is plucking off the unnecessary things. If you keep on weeding, you're not going to have time for seeding. So make use of the time fruitfully. Be with the people who are actually very purposeful, happy, light-minded people who can understand you better and who can grow together. So this kind of an important aspect you can really look into. And investment or expenditure, really look into if I'm when I'm when I'm into this relationship, when I am into this kind of an company, when I am into this job, when I'm into is that I'm investing either on my personal growth or my potentials, on my competence building, or in anything, or it is something expenditure I'm only giving, I'm not getting back. Think about that and then take a decision on that. It's very important. Experience pleasant and happy feelings, very important, or unpleasant happy feelings. It's in your hand. So whatever may be the situation, amidst of all the calamities, if you are able to keep up upright your positive attitude, that's going to be really optimistic and it is going to help you in the future also. So with this note, I would like to end up the session. If you have any questions, we can have an interaction. And I want all of you to do this exercise also. Write 10 things that you really want to, and 5 good things about you makes you to feel happy. Every day, if you start writing this, you will come to know about your desires and your plans, and also what is the good things you feel happy about yourself. That means your confidence level is going to boost yourself, and you will get a lot of answers from that every day if you start writing. A lot of answers for your own queries, what you are creating. So this will help you to cultivate and kind of an you know attitude towards looking life in a different perspective. Thank you so much for the wonderful patient listening. I love to answer the questions. Yes.
Thank you, Shubha ma'am. As usual, it was like a symphony, and today it was more melodious. Nice to listen to you. It was like we were in another world. To me, it was like that. Same, the frequency and all that. So nice of you. And now the session is open for discussion. So if you have questions, you can unmute your mics, or please put your questions in the chat box. We can take it forward. Thank you.
So the last one I would like to mention about, there is some concept called in the Japanese kaizen. If you really Google it, you will get it. It has been proposed by Masaki Imai, and this is something called a 1 minute principle. If you really want to do something in practice in your life, wanted to make it as your personality, wanted to really try it out to combat your stress, do it 1 minute. The full 1 minute and every day, if you practice very honestly, religiously, then it really becomes a part of your life. This has been, found that it is the best method in stress management also. So if you are going to talk to someone when you are angry, just give it a minute, 1 minute. 1 minute, hold on. Just hold on for a 1 minute. Then you can see that the emotions, which is so aggressive or something very intense, has come down. And if you are really stressed, you wanted to do something, if you're anxious, give it a 1 minute and relax yourself. So this 1 minute principle, if you really follow, that helps you a lot. This is something called Kaizen. Kai Zen. Zen means wisdom, Kai means self. So you can actually look into this in the Google also. You will get a lot of videos about that.
Ma'am, I love the quote you have given on the PPT. Life is what you make it, and most times health is what you choose. So choose health today.
Yes.
So we can replace one by one to change ourselves, man. The first priority will be health, and the second will be what we want to change. So if we keep talking that, to ourselves, things might change. So you have got wonderful comments, ma'am. You can see incredible, fantastic, rocky, excellent, whatnot.
Thank you so much, dears.
In the chat box, ma'am. How
Yeah.
to release high level of stress, why it is affecting weak mostly. I mean,
Affecting.
the
Why I'm
question,
feeling weak. Okay. That means why I'm weak because of that. Maybe the question is like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is from
Good.
Suresh sir only.
Madam, how to release high level of stress? Okay. Okay, I must know that what is my stress source first. What is high according to me may not be high for the other person. So everybody's threshold for handling stress is different. So I would like to request the person to really check whether my stress is so high that in that case, what is causing me stress? What is the situation I'm getting stress? There are, yes, four S we need to really look in. It is because of the self, or because of the situation, or is it because of this, the support system, or it is because of my lack of strategies? If I look into these four, yes, I will definitely look into the stress which is really creating me. I will understand that and then move on to these specific strategies which can really come back to me in that. For example, the symptom something related to cognitive, or something related to physical, or something related to emotional, something related to behavioral. From each level I can operate it to combat that. The first and foremost important aspect, if you find it you're really stressful, first to do the relaxation, which is very essential. There is a lot of relaxation techniques are available in the YouTube also. Something called JPMR, that is, Jacobson muscle relaxation is available. If you do that, it will definitely calm down yourself first to take it up to the next level. And then you can think of when your emotional brain is high, when that means your stress level is very high, you may not be able to think properly. So if you're in a confused state, you may not be able to think of your strategies also well. So first to relax yourself, let the physical symptoms come down, and then take the next lead of, whether it is cognitive related or emotion related, you can deal with it. And you find it very weak or drained only because the cortisol is very high. When the cortisol secretion is high, the hormones actually drains your energy, and when it is high, the dopamine, the other happy hormones doesn't secrete, it is cut. So that is the reason you don't find it pleasant, and you find drained because of that. Hope I have answered that.
There is another question. Pain gives me stress. How do I manage it?
What is that? What is the question is about?
Pain, ma'am. Pain gives me stress. How do I
Okay.
manage it?
Okay, it's a physical pain. Oh, I understand. So if it is a physical pain or an emotional pain, or whichever it is, okay. If it is a physical pain, I need to really understand it is because of, no, I'll tell you something called a pain management technique. You can give it to yourself that if there is a pain, if you're having a continuous pain, there is some self hypnosis strategies also, or you can do autogenic training, which helps you to relieve of your pain also. And one important aspect, if it's something related to a disease related pain, we need to really look into the cause and also get treatment for the disease. And also exercise is a very important aspect for anything related to physical pain. There are a lot of things people complain about pain, and they don't actually do much of their movements, so that is actually creating damage to the entire system. So first, when you are going for the first 2 days or 3 days of exercise, you will have body pain. If you miss out, then definitely you are not going to continue that. So pain is something, an indicator. It is not actually a disease. So let's understand that first. And there is a lot of pain management techniques are there. We will have a separate session on pain management itself.
Ma'am, to your answer, there is one tip from Jayan Nambudri sir. He has asked to practice slow breathing reduction exercise 3 times a day before breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah. Thank you.
And the,
It's a behavioral therapy technique. You can do that. For that only, I said that there is a lot of pain management techniques are there. You can do relaxation. You can do self hypnosis, autogenic training, and then give command, self command, and then also very important breathing techniques. And if you practice yoga, that is very, very, very fruitful. That I have seen a lot of clients who are doing yoga are able to come back with a lot of physical pain. So that also could be. Initially, yoga will also create pain because you are already into a painful situation. For example, neck pain or and back pain, if you have, then that is fine. If you continue to do that, I can see that a lot of positive response from your own body you can get it. And it is something is brain, you can train everything. Okay, so the pain is a learned response I have given you. You can unlearn and relearn that. That's all I can say right now. We can do a lot of, fourth more session. We can do a pain management itself.
One
Pass it
last
from
question
Prasanna.
from
Yeah.
one last question from the chat box, ma'am. Thoughts makes me feel stressed. Some tips for that.
Fantastic.
I don't know,
So
maybe thinking about something is more stressful, or I take
it
it
is
that way.
if the thought alone doesn't know, a lot of people who have been scientists, innovators, and all been only because of thought they have created something that shouldn't be stressful actually per se. Thought at itself couldn't be making you stressful, because if you really wanted to conquer something in your life and really develop yourself, it shouldn't be actually a stressful one. If it is stressful, then it is mostly negative thoughts. So in that case, the automatic negative thoughts could be really worked out with CBT. We do CBT for stop talk techniques and other techniques, and exposure therapy or desensitization or a behavioral management techniques or even relaxation. All these are possible for all of us to practice to combat of thoughts. And if you really see that the negative thoughts are arising, then it is because of any situation or anything has already happened. If I can control that, you can see that. If I don't have a control, there is something we call it no Buddha's principle. If something is under my control, I can deal it. If I cannot control it, why should I break my head on that? So let me accept and handle it further. That's a very important aspect we need to really look in. So if keep on thinking or overthinking is not going to solve the problem. So there are a lot of people would say that the thinking is a issue, then they find it's not pleasant or productive thinking in that case. So we need to really channelize it to productive one. So there are a lot of people who have been complaining about the entire pandemic. There are few people came out with a beautiful and great inventions during the pandemic lockdowns. So yesterday we had a session, I was talking about design thinking. The design thinking is because of the thinking only. They would have been thinking in that entire no new the Newton has found the apple, as falling down, and when he was in the lockdown in the quarantine, he found that it is because of the law of gravity. He found that only during that period. So thinkers don't get stress if it is productive. If it is unproductive, then you may get it.
Thank you, Shubha ma'am, for your patient answering and clear insights about how to release stress. Suresh sir, are you present there to give some words of thanks?
Thank you, Dr. Chandra, for giving that a great opportunity to uh, propose vote of thanks. Stress management, I think I hear from many persons, from many approaches, many things. But today I can say it is a capsule-like presentation. See, in the title itself, it make me too curious to attend. One is release. So that is the first thing that I'm here. And when I saw that, when I observe, when I listen your presentation, I can see the presentation goes like this. First is what it is. Then you talk about general way, whether you are having the stress or not. Then it move on to that symptoms of the person. So what are the symptoms we can see? And the agrarian way we can use it for solving that stress management. I can say it is an sweet presentation I listened today. Thank you so much for that wonderful presentation, ma'am. And I thank all the participants for your support. Even in the Sunday, you all here for learning. I hope what I enjoyed today's session, I hope you all too had the same kind of experiences. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I placed record from the Department of Psychology, American College, and as well as Madras School of Social Work, and all the core members. And actually, I really thank from the bottom of my heart for my colleagues who are working really hard to make this entire mental health webinar successful, and as well as all the participants who are really connected with us throughout this, a period of more than 10 months. I really value their time, effort, and also their learning process. Thank you so much, and I really enjoy doing this. This is something called the love for labor for all of us. Thank you so much. Smiley.